Tiziano Schiazzari, 36 years old, from Genoa. And the information we had was obviously wrong. No minute silence, but all the same, the country in mourning for that very popular man in Italian football figures. Bergomi. Lazio have been struggling really at home. They've won only 2 of 6 matches in the stadium this season. But of course, Inter have had a couple of upsets, 3 away defeats, and 2 of them against lowly sides in Udinese right at the start of the season, and then Ancona. That really was a shock last week, really, losing to Ancona, and even with Zenga having been sent off.
Yes, that's right. I think first and foremost, Walter Zenga was very, very unfortunate to be sent off. And going back to the Zeno's off situation, I think the reason he is coming under a bit of criticism from the spectators is possibly because of their home form.
Way by Crevero, who scuffed through a fitness test. He's been doubtful. He's been out with a stomach injury. Now Matthias Sammer.
Yes, I was saying, Peter, it's always nice for the home supporters to have something to cheer about, and I think obviously the fact they've only won 2 games at home, they've got a little bit irate, but I'm sure they'll turn things around. Nice to see Sammer back in the side. I think he's an exceptional player, and he gets the best out of Shalamov as well.
Alberti patrolling the right flank here, along with Bianchi, who's such a hard-working player. Bergomi. Now here's Berti. Bergomi has continued his run through. Bergomi, there's been a lot of talk that his place may be under threat come the end of the season, with Inter maybe looking to change their personnel and perhaps bring in 1 or 2 new faces. Battistini to Sammer. This is Shalamov. Started the season with a flourish. Shalamov, 4 goals. Hasn't scored for a few matches now. In goes Luzzardi, the long-haired figure at the back for Lazio. He'll be one of the markers. Crevero, the sweeper. Plenty of time though for Riccardo Ferri. Battistini wearing 6 as the sweeper for Inter. Now Bergomi, the captain. Bianchi threading it on well to Berti. And Fontelan ahead of him. Fontelan and Pachev there, the front 2. Both of them rather scuffing their efforts, and they haven't scored between them so far. 10 players have for Inter this season, but not Fontelan and Pachev, which must be a bit worrying for them, Rick.
Well, I think obviously from Panchev's situation as well, obviously being the 4th striker, trying to get himself into the side, and unfortunately he hasn't hit the target. We've seen a couple of quite clamorous mistakes that he's made, and he's not only missed by inches but yards.
Now Bianchi with the corner then for Inter. Only partially clear, but went way wide. Certainly the goals haven't come yet for Fontelan. It's been a while since he scored one. April was the last time he managed a goal.
But they are both very talented players, Peter, and it's you know, I suppose it's all very well me sitting here and saying so, but no, they've just got to play their own games, be natural, and I'm sure that the goals will come for them again. They tend to be snatching at their chances at this time of their careers.
Pachev in particular has been a big disappointment, really. Came with such fantastic record of goal scoring from Red Star Belgrade, but he hasn't lived up to that potential so far. Now Favali, this is Signori, poses a real threat to Inter. Off goes Riedler. He hasn't scored yet this season either, having managed 13 in the last campaign, as he clatters into the boards.
It's quite unbelievable to think that he hasn't scored yet. He really is a world-class centre-forward, and obviously he's had a couple of injuries this year, but an exceptional player, an exceptional goal scorer. I feel a bit sorry for Panchev, the fact that you don't really know how these guys are going to travel. He's come out of Yugoslavia, and you don't really know how he's going to settle down, and things might be difficult for him off the field as well. So that all amounts to a very difficult season for him.
A difference in style too, I would think, Ray. I mean, Red Star tended to dominate most of their games, and they could perhaps just park him in the penalty box and he'd score quite a few, but Inter rely far more on the counter-attack.
That's right, and Red Star played a very, very much quicker game than Inter play. Inter play with the slower build-up and, as you say, obviously the counter-attack at times, whereas Red Star, a very aggressive team and a very attacking side.
Here's Vinter now, who started his Lazio career very promisingly indeed. Thomas Doe. Whipping over the cross, and the header, all from Riedler. Superb save. Great stop then by Abate. That'll do his confidence. The power of good. Riedler so close then to the first goal that we were saying had eluded him.
Well, that was the combination that beat England at Wembley, Thomas Doe and Riedler. That was a fantastic cross, and I think Riedler will be very disappointed that he didn't score.
Here's the corner now. And the free kick given to Inter. But Beniamino Abate, a superb stop then. He came on, of course, for Zenga last week when Zenga was sent off, and he let in two. What a great save.
I think the important thing to note about the cross is it's an early cross, and he can get it in between goalkeeper and defender, which makes it very difficult for both sets. And there you have Riedler coming in on the back post, and may well have done a bit better with that header.
Well, he scores so many goals in the air, Riedler. Maybe that touch just deserting him when he needed it most. And again, it's all about confidence. Free kick to Lazio. Having to change the game plan then with all Gascoigne not in the side. Free kick taken by Dole. Hits Signori. 12 goals from him so far. Well, he was having a tremendous campaign for Lazio, his new club, having arrived from Foggia, where he had that very successful partnership with Baiano. Baiano we saw last week with Fiorentina. Dole was just caught there. Niggling tackle by Berti. And sportingly, Lazio conceding the throw. Rather, Inter conceding the throw, and Dole can have some attention.
There was a bit of a late challenge on Dole. It's very interesting you brought up Signori and Baiano, actually. We see how Foggia, unfortunately, are struggling this year. Those two guys were very, very influential upon their season last year. Now here comes the challenge again. I think Berti just wanted to let Dole that, yes, I am about this afternoon, and just catches him around the ankles. It's been a nice bright start, some nice football, and of course that great chance of Riedler's.
Plenty of concern, and rightly so, on the face of Dino Zoff. Thomas Doe, such a key man in the Lazio side. It'll actually be, I think, an Inter throw when they do restart, but not before Dole is fit to continue. Getting a round of applause from the crowd. Great favourite already, Thomas Doe. Well, I say already, it's his second season, of course, and been linking up well with Gascoigne in recent matches, and also with this man out on Vinter. Here's Fuser. First time we've seen him really in the game. Riedler. On goes Fuser, very powerful player. Purposefully striding forward, trying to force the corner, and succeeds in doing so.
He's a lovely player to watch, isn't he, Fuser? He's not afraid to run at people. He gets in good crosses, and as you can see, they're very strongly built guy, and he's had a very good season.
Signori to take the corner. Goalkeeper underneath it, spoons it away, and another corner. Under pressure then Abate, who was sent off in the last game he started against Torino. Well, with the corner, Abate fisting it away, only as far as Fuser. Will take the throw then for Lazio, who've opened brightly. Sunshine now, but there has been rain earlier on. No problems, though, it would seem, with the surface. Inter, remember, starting this game 4 points adrift of Milan at the top, but Milan with a game in hand, so they can ill afford to lose this one today, Inter. They are to stay on the chase. Now Sklosa, running by Favali, just too far for him though.
There was, and it was very interesting to see it with Bianchi, who was tracking him back, as we were talking about before the game started. Bianchi and Fuzet, they're both very, very disciplined players, and Bianchi picked up the run of Favali very well there and tracked him right into the box.
And it was from D'Agostini, given away by Dole to Berti. It's Fontelan linking with Saba. Crivero, though, had come across. Good tackle by Crivero. He's an excellent defender, and when he comes forward has the skills of a midfield man. Signori, too delicate though to find Riedler. Bergomi for Inter. Guarino losing out. Off goes Berti again. A rampaging stride of his. And the cross though was a poor one. There is Arrigo Sacchi. The Italian national team coach. Not sure whether he wears his glasses or not. Hope you can see what's going on, Ray.
Yeah, right. He's looked very studious there, Sacchi. He loves football, he loves the game, very enthusiastic man when he speaks about it. And there's Sosa there sitting alongside Zenga. Very smart in their suits as well.
Inter certainly missing the talents of Ruben Sosa, the Uruguayan. But here's Berti now. Pachev, good turn by him, and a foul by Luzzari, right on the edge of the area. Just when Pachev seemed to have slipped him there.
That was nice football from Pachev. He took it very well, dipped inside and went on the outside of him. That was good stuff. He had Luzzari going all over the place. I don't really know whether he had to dive. It looked as if he could have avoided that challenge and gone on and shot. But as a man of playing, and he'll be happy to get the free kick.
And what a lift it would give his morale if he can score a goal today, Darko Pachev. Just missing that sharpness for the moment. And of course, knowing that his place is so under threat with Sosa in the stands and Schillaci due to come back in February. Now, what will Inter have up their sleeves here? Very little. It took a deflection, surely, so it is a corner. Shot was a tame one. A lot of familiar faces in the stand, but not to me. Do you know any of those, Ray?
I must admit, I didn't know those played.
I'm sure they've heard of you. Here's Bianchi now, with the corner then for Inter. He started to come for it, thought better of it. And it'll be a goal kick to Lazio.
It's been a very bright start and it's been a good opening. I think the main difference between the two sides at the moment is the fact that when the ball gets into the Inter half, the Lazio players are getting hold of the ball and bringing people into the game more. Inter seem to be losing possession very, very quickly in their attacking half, and the ball keeps coming straight back at them.
Shalimov back defending now, doing well. Bergomi. Berti with Fontelan, now then for Saba. Inter swapping their passes well here. Can they break Lazio down? Still Saba. Very positive run by him. And the shot wasn't too far away either.
It wasn't too far away, but he was a bit greedy there. He's got D'Agostini bursting up on the left-hand side, and I think if it had slipped him inside the fullback, it's actually inside Vinter. If he plays it inside of Vinter, we'll see D'Agostini coming into the picture now, and he may well have had a lot better opportunity of putting the ball in the net. Lovely football from Inter, though, out of their own deep right-hand corner, playing some lovely football and getting that opportunity.
It's closer to Victor. Quickly closed down though by Berti. Goes to Agostini. No danger this time to Fernando Orsi, who's 33 years old. Doesn't get too many opportunities in the first team, although he did play against Foggia back in week 10 when they lost by 2-1, Lazio. Ferry's header. Fuser. Too long though for Riedler. Very optimistic pass by Fuser. Bianchi. Sklosa now, who drew the short straw. He's Gazza's roommate. Speaks English. He's the only one in the squad that does.
He's probably enjoying every minute of it as well. He's probably never come across a chap like Gazza before.
Probably speaks Geordie Italian now. Sklosa. Favalli, captain of the Italian under-21 side. A very promising player. He's settled in well at Lazio since his move from Cremonese's. Matured so quickly for Favalli. Now Dole to Riedler. Quickly closed down though by Ferry, who's such an expert marker. Shalimov, a lovely touch then from Shalimov. Two clattering tackles. The second one I think has been penalised, the foul on Fontelan.
I think quite rightly so as well, but again it was lovely one-touch football from Inter. I think it was Favalli that gets in on Fontelan and gives him a bit of a nasty whack across the ankle. Yeah, there we go. He didn't seem to take too much notice of the ball. He wanted to let Fontelan know what it was all about.
Fontelan, who had such a long spell out with serious injury a couple of seasons back, missed almost an entire season after he'd moved from Genoa back in 1990. Cost £5 million too. But now it's really a struggle for him to get a regular place in the Inter side. Fuser. Rivero. Fuser again. He's such a direct player. Dole now. Favalli outside him. Away from Berti. Still Dole. Good chip in. Flags up though as Riedler steals it in. Well, at least he's found the net. He won't count. But he's such a predatory striker, Karl-Heinz Riedler. Always sniffing for opportunities.
It was great football as well. You got Thomas Dole there. He just whips it into that space again in between defenders and goalkeeper. And unfortunately, Riedler had strayed offside. But again, it was a very, very nice piece of football. And it was nice to see Riedler put the ball in the net. Obviously, he was offside, but he wasn't to know that until the referee had blown. And that's the way to do it. Stick the ball in the net and wait for the whistle afterwards.
Well, Lazio haven't scored against Inter in their last 4 games. And they've still yet to do so. But at least Riedler's put one in. Such a good scoring record in Italy before this season. As I was saying, 13 last season, 9 I think in his first campaign. And of course his first objective now is to get a regular place, which he hasn't been able to do because of injury and lack of form.
Well, I think this again affects the four strangers, is the fact that they don't know they're going to get the permanent place, and you don't really know how it affects them off the field mentally as well within their training, whether they'll play with slight knocks or what have you, and it could affect players in different ways.
Signori, wispish figure. Nothing on for him though this time. Away comes Sammer. And then for Panchev. Another free kick. Taken quickly by Lazio. Signori. There's Bianchi again, back helping out.
Yes, and I think that's what Saki really likes about him. I think that's why he's picked him in the last couple of national sides, is the fact that he is so well disciplined, not only in his attacking football, but his defensive duties as well. And that's got to be said. It is a Saki trait that he likes guys that know their function in the field.
And there was definitely a feeling last season that Bianchi was the one consistent player for Inter in what was a very disappointing campaign for them. They finished up 8th. And that's pretty disastrous for a club of their stature. Rosati rather lost that one in the air. This is Favalli. Time for Bergomi. Now Bianchi to Berti. Straight though to Winter. Now Signori trying to wriggle away initially from Ferry. Into his defence, standing firm. Sammer now. 20 minutes gone. No goals. And it's Rivero for Lazio. Then to Sklosa. Cavalli in space over on the left. They've gone through the middle with Signori and Dole. And Winter now. Fuser. He does pack an explosive shot. This time it just spins away. Fuser with 4 goals so far for Lazio this season, including that cracker he scored against Milan when Milan thumped Lazio 5-3. Signori with the corner. Comfortable catch though for Abate,
who's had a very good start to the game. I think he'd be quite pleased that he's been involved early on. He's had to make a super save from Riedler's header, and I think he would have relished the fact that he has been brought in the game early to get a feel of the ball.
Dole. This is Signori. Riedler waiting in the middle. Winter arriving too. Still Signori. Aaron Winter joining in the attack. Here's Dole. Now Corino. Fuser. De Agostini was in the way. Diego Fuser, former Milan player. Charged down by Fontelan. Fuser. Found it surely by Fontelan. Throws De Agostini. I think he's given the free kick though.
I think it is a free kick, but I thought it might have been a foul throw as well, Peter. That was it looked as if he just dropped it down, but he has awarded the free kick, which Signori would take.
Yes, that would have been the gesture then from De Agostini, but the referee not interested, and the free kick has been given. Taken by Signori. Off Rivero. That wasn't a very good header at all. Dreadful touch by Panchev.
Well, that's just a confidence thing, I think, with Panchev. He really is suffering confidence-wise, and his first touch was quite atrocious. I think he would have been playing 1-against-1 there, and that his touch really wasn't good enough.
Here's Panchev now. Bianchi. Given away, though, very careless pass. And the first goal of the day we're hearing about now, no surprise, Milan at home to Ancona. They're a goal up. They will stay with this attack here now with Thomas Dole, herring at defenders. He just lost his footing then. And it's Pescara 1, Sampdoria 1. So Milan up against Ancona. Pescara 1, Sampdoria 1. Early goals in Serie A this afternoon. Certainly would predict a Milan win over Ancona, but then who would have thought Inter would have conceded 3 to Ancona last week. Fontelan. Outsmarted though by Corino. Starting only his second match of the season, Corino. Onomi is out through injury. Sklosa threads it on. Down goes Riedler. Foul by Bergomi. So an opportunity here for Lazio then to carve out an opening. Fuser is there and Signori too. Fantastic moment for Abate in the Inter goal.
Yes, it must be. It's well within distance of several of these players, and this is where the training ground dummies come into play. These guys practice this week in, week out, and we've seen many a good goal scored from this sort of distance.
Thomas Dole is on the end of the wall. Now Crevero is there too, but here's Fuser. Took a little nick then off Sama. And Abate down well to smother the shot.
I think he's even learnt Zenga's ways as well of having a go at everybody after he does make a save. And he did move quite a bit after he got a touch off Sama, but he got down and covered it very well about it.
Yankee. It goes Riedler. Now there could be something on for Lazio here. Still Riedler. And you see Signori there furious that he didn't get a service from Riedler. There's the shot again. It certainly was deflected off Sama. What about Riedler's effort there?
Yeah, well, Riedler again, he's a centre forward, and once they get inside that penalty area and have the opportunity of shooting, they're going to take that opportunity. They don't really see anything else on but those goalposts, and they want to whack it in the back of that net. And I'm sure if Signor had been coming on the other side, he would have done exactly the same thing.
Riedler, who hasn't been too happy with life at Lazio this season, has even been linking him with a return to Germany, to Bayern Munich, in fact. Although I don't think Riedler himself has contributed to those suggestions. Dino's off. Hopes today will be the day when Riedler starts scoring goals again. There's Riedler now. Too many defenders for him, though. Foul on Berti.
I think Riedler's looked sharp. I think he's taken it upon himself to say, well, yeah, I'm not going to be the full stranger. I'm going to get in this side. And
down by Fontelan. Sklosa was there, and tightly away to Arlen Winter.
The exact attitude to take when you're in a situation that he faces.
Berti to shell him off. There, Agostini, that's a lovely turn there. Now Bianchi, rather hopeful, not really renowned for his goal scoring. Bianchi.
That's about the 5th time we've seen some lovely build-up play from Inter, some lovely one and two touch football, but they do seem a bit void of ideas once they get inside that final third. And I'd like to see Bianchi go down the outside of Favali and try and whip a few balls in for Panchev and Fontelan to get on the end of them.
Riedler climbing high. Does get off the ground so well, Riedler. And springs in his boots.
Because he really isn't the tallest chap. He would be about 5'11", I would have thought. But as you say, Peter, he really has a marvellous spring.
A bit like David Speedy, I always think.
Yes.
Corino, the man Gaza calls the tank. Now that came off Sama then, surely, for a Lazio throw. Lazio, who've won only 3 games so far against Parma, Atalanta and Pescara.
And when you look at their attacking players in their side, you wonder why they haven't won a lot more. So obviously they are leaking silly goals. They have the ability of Winter, Dole, Fuser, Riedler. All these guys are very capable of scoring. Signori's a top goal scorer along with Van Basten, and you wonder why they haven't scored more and won more games.
Because they've conceded 21, one of the worst records in the Serie A. They've scored 24, that's one of the best. Of course, 12 of them from Signori. Now there's Fuser. Panchev. Nothing's going right for him at all. Sklosa now to Dole. Player of outstanding technique, Thomas Dole. Sklosa's chip. Just too long though, and it's a goal kick then to Inter.
Well, I think there you have it. You have Panchev and Thomas Dole. You have the contrasting confidence of two players. Dole will try anything, back heels, flicks the lot, but still retain possession of the ball. Poor old Darko Panchev, he can't do a thing right at this moment. To even control the ball appears to be a very difficult thing for him at the moment.
So a shot there of Bagnoli, the coach of Inter, who says the team's main objective now is the UEFA place next season and not the title. Bit of caudology there, though, I would think. Without
any question. I don't think he'd like to, or the Inter supporters wouldn't like to hear him say that, especially with AC Milan sitting at the top of the table.
Sklosa now. Favali, good control. Away from Bianchi. Too long though for Signori. Bianchi again, under pressure from Favali. A little bit of frustration now among the Lazio fans. Winter. Up goes Riedler. Now Pachev to Sammer. Fontelan's gone ahead of him. He has Pachev away to his right. This is Pachev now. Sammer and Fontelan in the middle. Berti arriving too, with half an hour gone. Still no sign of a goal. Patch there on the wound, the 5 stitches that Pachev had last week. Now De Agostini to take this corner then for Inter. Bergami wearing 2 there has come forward. Useful ball in 2, and Winter had to concede another corner.
That was a very useful ball in, whipped in with a lot of pace on the ball, and we were just fortunate for Lazio that it was Winter at the back post.
A few questions being asked among those Lazio defenders. Different goalkeeper, of course, today in Orsi, so that always plays its part in terms of an understanding between defenders and goalkeeper. He's not that one well enough. Fernando Orsi, his 7th season with Lazio, played less than 60 games though in Serie A. Now Winter. Here's Fuser. Away by De Agostini. Carino. All very tight in there. De Agostini got himself out of trouble. Fontelan. Here's Shalimov. Riedler closed it down very quickly. Berti with the pass. Now Carino. Both teams searching for that spark of imagination, of creativity to break defences down. Fuser. Will chip in towards Riedler, who turned very sharply. And away by Bergami.
He did get across the front of the defender very well, and all Riedler. He was a bit unfortunate that he didn't get his shot on target, but he just swung it back across the face of the goal in the hope that someone would get on the end of it.
Fuser. Thomas Doll. And that's the right decision. Did come off Doll in the end.
Yeah, that was an excellent decision. I think Thomas Doll might have been better off attempting to hit it across the face of the goal with his right foot, hoping that he would have got a deflection for a corner off of Fontelan.
Scloser, who was a regular in the side last season, but with all the new players coming, hasn't held down a regular place in this campaign so far. Although with Brogucci not in the side, he's taken over the captain's armband.
And he takes that armband because he's the longest serving player at the club, Peter. It's the same with Bergami, Baresi. They're the longest serving players at the club, so they have the right to take the armband. It's worked that many times with the national side as well. If a player has been around for a long, long time, they give him the armband immediately. It's as if it's a sign of respect to that player that he should captain the side.
Now De Agostini. I think our director wears our captain's armband. He's been around so long. Well, thank me for saying that. Signori now. Free kick for the foul on the Italian international striker. Saki will be having a very careful look at his contribution today. Thinking of linking him up with Vialli in the next international against Malta, with Roberto Baggio out through injury. Signori, who played against the Scots, And Vialli didn't make the starting lineup. More organising for Abate to do. Shot from Fuser. And Abate taking no chances, beating it away. Maybe he could have held on to it, or at least made a better stab at it, Ray.
Yes, I think he will be disappointed that he didn't make the other decision and hold the ball. He could see it all the way. As we could see, the ball went straight through to him at chest height. And he made a decision. It was going very fast to punch it away, but I'd like to think that an English goalkeeper or British goalkeeper would have held on to that.
Having said that, it was really fizzing through the air, the shot from Fuser. Tremendous power on the drive. And he was a long, long way out too. Now another corner then to Lazio. And another one. Now was he the requisite distance away? Bianchi.
He starts the right distance, but as the referee turns his back to watch the action, he creeps in as Signori's about to take the kick.
Bit of jostling going on in the box. Luzardi, the big number 5, had come up. The man who scored that controversial goal, the winner against Pescara last week, which has so upset the Pescara fans that they're issuing a writ apparently against the Referees Association. Not happy with the way he appoints the referees, and they want this fellow banned.
That's amazing. They must have had a Russian linesman that day.
Shot that came down off the bar, and the referee decided it was a goal. The Pescara fans very unhappy, and they're seeking £3.5 million in compensation. Victor. This is closer now. Luzardi. It's all a little untidy at the moment. Carino for Lazio. Got away from Panchev, gave it away to Berti. A lot of mistakes going on. Carino, who's a real battler. Victor to Fuser. Riedler and Dola in the middle. Fuser's cross was not a bad one. Swept in. And Riedler so close again.
He looks very sharp, Riedler. Whenever a cross comes into the box, he's always there or thereabout. And what a ball from Fuser, just whipping it round. And there we see Riedler coming in. Another very good stop actually from Abate.
The keeper is on his game. Only partially cleared. Crivero was there. Now then for Signori. Another dangerous ball in beyond the goalkeeper. And Ferri wanted a call then from a teammate.
That's right, and I think he's making it known as well. That ball's going to drift out of play for possibly an Inter throw in there. But he never got a shout, and they're under pressure again. Another good ball in from Signori. His first touch was different class out on the wing, which gave him the opportunity to whip it in.
The corner count very much in Lazio's favour. This one taken by Signori again. And this is gone this time as Berti hoofs it clear. Free kick to Inter.
The referee nicely placed. It was a foul, but as you saw the header, it came off an Inter player and may well have been a handball had the foul not been given. Here we see the ball coming in. I think it's Riedler that jumps early and jumps into Ferri, the marker. But as it comes down, I think it strikes Battistini on the right arm. And that may well have been a penalty had it not been a free kick.
Fuser. Carino, Sklosa. Cavalli in space. Well read though by Bergami initially. Berti now. Inter always so dangerous on the break. Shanimov leading the counter-attack. This is Sama. And Crivero timed that perfectly then. He does read the game so well, Crivero. Important tackle. Off goes Victor. Now Signori. Adol and Riedler. No flag. The Inter players as one glared at the linesman there. Riedler, well, he really should have scored.
Well, he should have scored, and quite rightly there was no flag. It wasn't offside. Dole came in to volley it and volleyed it straight at Riedler, and he was clean through, and he really did have a snatch at the shot. Very unlike Riedler, because he's normally the calmest customer in the world in those situations.
Well, you really would have put money on him to score there.
You really would have done. As the ball comes in, you see Dole comes in to volley it, just crashes into him. I think they may have claimed it was handball, but as he's clean through, Abati stands his ground and makes a good save with his legs.
Well, didn't really seem to be a handling offence there. Maybe that's what they were claiming, but it certainly wasn't offside. D'Agostini now. Lazio have the centre of the goal. Fuser. Good strike. And with 5 minutes of the first half to go, Lazio are turning on the power.
And they deserve a goal as well. They've played some nice football. They've got in good crosses when they've had the opportunity to do so. The forward players have attacked the ball very well, and they've put Abati under an enormous amount of pressure. And Inter will be quite thankful to him that he's been on the top of his game.
Panchev. Fonta lands in the middle, so was Berti, and this is Sama. And he just took it too far. Could have liked that one on his right foot, I'm sure.
He got a nasty bounce as the ball came off the wet turf. It just jumped up a little bit higher than Sama had anticipated. But it was a good run from Panchev. He tried to drag Guerrero out wide. Guerrero obviously wouldn't go with him being the sweeper, and that enabled him to whip the ball in.
And we saw again there how quickly Inter got players forward in support. Here's the corner now, taken by Bianchi, and good catch then by Orsi. Very confident play. Fuser now, patrolling the left. Maybe the momentum has died down now. Sklosa. Inter funnel players back in support of their defenders. This is Dole. To Sklosa. Dole again. More measured approach here now than from Lazio. Rivero. Signori showing for him. Always hard to tie down Signori, and then not afraid to have a crack at goal. Carino. He's had a steady first half. Riedler's jump. It's all about timing with Riedler. Berti. This is Bianchi. Feeding Sama. Now for D'Agostini. Again 4-5 up in this attack. D'Agostini's little chip through towards Panchev. And he is penalised. It's a free kick to Lazio.
Yes, it was good defending from Musardi as well. He got himself on the right side. He didn't allow Panchev to get across the face of him. Obviously Panchev in his frustration just bowled him over.
Sklosa to Favali.
Seemed to have picked up again the game. We did have 5 or 7 minutes or so that was a bit sloppy, a bit messy, but now the game's picked up again and we've seen a couple of nice attacking moves.
Rivero to Fuser. Here's Signori. Seems to pop up in so many attacking positions. Riedler. But he was surrounded then by the Nerazzurri, the black and blue. Sama with Shalimov. All very tight. Bianchi comes away with it. Some neat play then from Inter. Still Berti. And Bianchi. Not quite sure what he was thinking of there.
That was poor play from Berti. He had the ideal opportunity coming onto the ball on his good right side to whip a good early ball into that space that we were talking about earlier, in between the goalkeeper and his defenders. But he decided to come inside onto his weaker foot and was consequently tackled.
So Lazio with the lion's share of the possession. But Inter have certainly had their moments in this first half. Sklosa now. Favali. Luzzari. This is Fuser. Most now into injury time at the end of the first half. Sklosa. Off goes Vinter. Policed though by Bergomi. So Ray, your thoughts then looking back on the first 45 minutes?
Yeah, I think Lazio can count themselves very unfortunate that they don't go in at half-time, or up to now they haven't not going to go in at half-time a goal in front. They've put some good attacking moves together and have by far been the better side.
Crowd of around 45,000 in the stadium. I think we've seen most of them in close-ups. Panchev now. This is Bianchi. Sama. Now Shalimov. Rivero was there. Payont, says the referee, with Lazio in possession now. Carino. It's a careless pass though that put Dole in trouble. Now De Agostini to Berti. What a good tackle that was. Dole also extricating himself from a potentially difficult situation. Fuser. We've almost had a minute now of time added on for stoppages. Sklosa. One last attack, it would seem, from Lazio. Inter couldn't make anything of that one, but Signori might. Still Signori. Fuser. Signori again. Faced by a whole posse of Inter defenders. And the move dies down.
We saw earlier in the build-up there some great football from Crivero. Crivero must be one of the unfortunate players, with Baresi being around for so long and taking over from Sciarra as the sweeper of Italy. Crivero really is a talented player. And then Thomas Dole turning out of a very tricky situation in the penalty box. Some really good football.
Not the best of goal kicks then by Abate. He's got away with it though. Luzardi to Fuser. Deep into injury time now. Even Riedler couldn't reach that one though. The referee who's kept the game flowing in the first half whenever the opportunity has allowed him to.
I think that's been a good thing about the Italian football this year. I think referees in general have tried to let the game flow, and it can only be good for everybody concerned, players and spectators.
Shalimov. De Agostini on then from Fontalan. The header from Vinter to Fuser. Another strong, powerful run by him. Whipping over that dangerous cross. Forward then by Dole for Vinter. Fuser. Riedler looking to time his run, and it didn't reach him. Sklosa. All Lazio possession at the moment. Carino leaving it for Dole. Carino, and there at last is the half-time whistle. Blown by Graziano Cesari, so no goals at the end.
A little bit unfortunate they've not gone in one or two goals to the good.
So Lazio then start the second half, now attacking the goal to our left. Certainly Karl-Heinz Riedler will look back on the first half and wonder how he failed to open his account for the season. Maybe he'll do so here. Riedler, the shot charged down though by Ferri. And Abate just managing to keep the ball in play, I think. So another let-off really for Inter. But Riedler looking very sharp this afternoon. Just hasn't quite got that finishing touch as yet. Closer with the pass. Shalimov. One back well then by Sklosa. Now Vinter. Trying to thread it on for Riedler. This is Shalimov. Sama. Free kick given to Inter. Sama deciding he's injured. And they've bought really to replace Lothar Matthäus. He always seems to have done well, Ray, when we've seen him, but the coach isn't quite so sure, is he?
Yes, that's right. He's left him out on a number of occasions. He does look a good player. He's got a tall order in place in Mateus. Mateus obviously was in the engine room, as it were, and he really was the motor behind Inter when he was at Inter. And for Sammer, it's a tall order to take up. But Riedler had a good opportunity there in the first minute of the second half. I particularly think he chose the wrong option. He should have taken it on his left side.
D'Agostini. Now Berti. Maybe he might have had a crack at goal then. Played back now by Fontalan. D'Agostini. Fontalan with the cross in. Came off Favalli. Wasn't a very good clearance though. Berti will take the throw. Bianchi. Sammer. Berti with a chance to cross it in. And a chance that he squanders.
Yeah, it's a poor cross. Berti should have been looking to bend that in the other way. He's obviously just miskicked the ball, but that was better from Inter. It was a better build-up, and they actually got him into a situation where he could deliver a ball. And that's the important thing from their point of view. In the first half, they didn't get in those positions, but they've obviously had a bit of a stern talking to at half-time. And we've seen on 2 occasions now where they've ripped the balls in from wide angles, and that's going to give the likes of Panchev and Fontalan the chance to get on the end of it.
Inter, who've won only one of the last 4 matches they've played.
And you can't wonder at it really, Peter. As today's game's gone, you can't really see where they're going to get a goal from.
Just hearing of another goal now for Inter's great rivals, AC Milan. Jean-Pierre Papin has scored his 2nd goal of the game. So they're 2 up now against Ancona.
It's amazing what a good rest does for you, Peter, isn't it? Papin not being in the team for a couple of games, he comes back and scores a couple of goals. That will do his confidence the world of good.
Well, maybe that's the answer to those who criticise the system. Milan have all these overseas players, foreign players they can call on. Rest one, bring him back. They've got a massive squad, and they don't lose very often. And of course, they're very much the favourites to win the European Cup. And I think you were impressed with them again, Ray. You saw the whole match against PSV.
Yes, I was very impressed with them. They did look an exceptional side once again, and apart from scoring the 2 they scored, they may well have scored on a number of occasions.
Well, Inter are pressing here. Bianchi. And that squeezed off him for a goal kick. Carino, the defender. Now, Foggia have taken the lead against Juventus. So a bit of a shock developing there, perhaps. Bresciani, the scorer for Foggia. And it's Parma 0, Fiorentina 1. And Baiano has given Fiorentina the lead. One of the players to impress us in the Fiorentina performance last week in beating Juventus. And Lazio would dearly love a goal from his old partner there, number 11, Signori. Thomas Doe. Had Fuzier outside him. This is Riedler now. A real penalty box poacher, Karl-Heinz Riedler. And the goals have eluded him so far this season. Good tackle then by Favalli. Only 20 years old. Looks like a tremendous prospect.
And it was a good ball too. He hit it in nice and early, and I think it was Signori that was hanging out onto the back post. If he'd attacked the penalty spot, I think he may well have got there before Abate. But Abate started well again. That was a confident exit from goal to take the cross.
Yes, actually both goalkeepers haven't looked at all at ease, have they? In fairness to reserve goalkeepers.
No, they've looked very good. I thought Arsene, especially in the first half, when he had to take the crosses, was very, very comfortable.
Fuzier now. And going to get across it from here. Just got away from D'Agostini and just took it too far. He's a hard man to shake off, Diego Fuzier, when he's making his forceful progress down that flank.
It's nice to see players do that as well. Our own Andrew Impey, I must say, yesterday hitting some very, very impressive crosses, doing exactly the same as that, attacking people and getting the ball across the box.
That was Doe. Signori. Oh, Favalli, lovely little reverse pass then to set him up. Riedler came herring in. And that was really good approach play then by Lazio.
That was fantastic football. There was 3 passes played there. We're obviously not going to see them, but there you go. Favali whipping it across and Riedler just getting there, but the ball slightly behind him and lifting it over the top. But Thomas Doll played a great pass, a great disguise pass, and then Signori played the ball inside Bianchi for a brilliant pass.
Sama. Second half has opened brightly. Fuser. Got the atmosphere going too now. Here's Dole. And then for Signori, who found a little bit of room for himself. Off goes Winter. And Inter struggling now to get it away. Corino. Winter. This is Fuser again. Riedler having to chase. Terrific control. Very unlucky then. And it was Bianchi who was able to clear for Inter. Berti, Favali in quickly, and a foul then by the Lazio defender.
No, that's never a foul. Favali's seen the ball and he's gone and attacked the ball very fairly. As you said, Peter, that was marvellous control from Riedler. I think he almost controlled it too well. And that is the highlight, I think, of the way that, if you've watched the 3 foreigners play for Lazio this afternoon, Winter, Doll and Riedler, there we see the challenge. It doesn't look too harmful to me. If you watch the 3 of them play, the first touch on the ball is quite superb. They've always got time and they've got space. And Signori's another player that's shown exceptional touch as well.
Fuser. Rivero. Player down injured for Lazio. I think that's closer. While he receives some attention, news of another goal. And it's Foggia 2 now, Juventus. Well, Sklosa is back on his feet. Something of a nomadic figure. Sklosa. This is his 6th club now. Been with Lazio since '88. And as I was saying earlier on, he's the man who's befriended Gaza. I'm sure they all have, really, but particularly Sklosa, who does speak English. And there will have been immense disappointment around the stadium when the news was revealed that Gaza wasn't playing today. Already such a popular figure with the Lazio fans. Here's this fellow, Signori. The first Italian to score a dozen goals in the first 12 games since Gigi Riva, that marvellous player for Cagliari back in the late 60s. Shalimov. Caught by Crivero. Now Victor. Off goes Doll. And Ferri was there in pursuit. Really hard man at the back, Riccardo Ferri. Hoping to regain his national place, and with Saki looking on. We'll need a good performance today, although the word is that maybe Vierkovot will be brought back. Anyway, here's Sklosa now. And a shot way off target. Sklosa injured again.
And it seems to be the same ankle that he was complaining about before. It was the standing foot as he was about to strike that ball, and it may well
take no further part in this game. Marcolin, another of the Cremonese players recruited by Lazio this season. But I was suggesting there he's had his progress hampered really by injury. Another very promising young player. Played for the Italian under-21s. The kick taken by Battistini. Marcolin with a header. Ferri. Down goes Fontaine. Shalimov to Berti. Now Sammer. This is Bergomi in support. Plenty of movement from Inter. But can they find a path to goal? Not this time. Corino was there. Lazio throw. Taken by Favali. On from Dole. And Bergomi had covered the run of Riedler. Winter. It's Signori now. Fouzer. And his shot was deflected. And no one in the ground knew where that one was going. Another venomous strike by Fouzer, and the deflection was a wicked one that really could have sent the ball just about anywhere. Now, Signori. Variation on the free kick. This is Dole on the corner rather. Here's Signori again. Trying to whip over the cross. Shanimov away for Inter. Panchev to get that first touch just wasn't good enough. Got away with it this time though. Bianchi. He really is playing like a man so low on confidence, Darko Panchev, and it's sad to see because he can be on his day a great striker, no question about that. Former winner of the European Golden Boot Award. Shalimov linking with Sama. Now away come Lazio again. Neat interchange of passes. Signori. Marcolin. Now then for Dole. So much revolving around him with his pace and his ability to turn defenders. Winter. Fouzer. Signori. And the ball handled by Bergomi. A rueful look on his face says he doesn't agree.
It was a bit unfortunate, Peter. I think the ball was just smashed straight at him, and he couldn't really get his hands out of the way. Another dangerous situation. Fuse's really been striking the ball very well this afternoon, and I'm sure he'll be itching to get another one on target.
Certainly seemed a harsh decision. Let's see what Lazio can make of it now. Fouzer is there, also Signori. Ranieri, the coach, looking on rather worried. There's Fouzer, and it's there! Fouzer has done it! Now Lazio take the lead, the fury there of Abate. They were very incensed by the decision. Inter. And Lazio have taken full advantage.
Yes, I think in the first place it was an unfortunate decision given against Bergamo, but Fouzer really did hit that well. He's hit a couple very well this afternoon, and that one bending it into Abate's near side. Here we see it again, it's a long way out, a lot of bend on it, and that's the side that Abate should be covering. And I would say that the Inter players would be a little bit disappointed that they find themselves a goal down.
It actually bounced just in front of the goalkeeper then, and he didn't quite get down quickly enough. But that now will bring Inter out.
There's the shot. I think Abate anticipating the ball to go to his right-hand side. It does get a kick just in front of him. But I think you'll find that Abate was moving too far across his other side before the ball was kicked.
So, with almost an hour gone, Lazio take the lead now against Inter. And this will make the visitors come out and play, I'm sure. As we were suggesting earlier on, they really can't afford to lose this one if they are to stay in touch with the other Milan club. Shalimov. Still going forward. Until the tackle came in from Crivero, who's had a superb game at the back for Lazio.
Yeah, he really has been superb. I think that's the case where the referee didn't give the first one and he had to give the second one with the free kick. He's calling the player across now. I don't know who it was that made the challenge, but I think he's going everywhere with it.
Yellow card, and it was Carino.
Yeah, it was a pretty nasty challenge that he put in on Sama, and the referee did well to allow the game to go on. He looks a pretty uncompromising sort of chap, doesn't he? A bit like John McGrath, the old Southampton centre-half there, with even the short sleeves have been rolled up.
If John McGrath's listening, he'll be pleased to hear that, you know, John. You've likened him to an Italian player. Not always high on culture, John McGrath. Now, the shot was driven through then by Berti. Crivero able to clear it away. There's not too much got past John McGrath, did it?
No, that's right. A very effective player. Very tough man.
A goal for Udinese, I'm just showing now. That's against Cagliari, so Udinese are 1 up. And it's that man Balbo again. That's 11 for him now this season. Second in the goal scoring charts behind Van Basten and Signori. That's not bad, Ray, with a struggling side, is it?
No, that's right. I think we've even got a rendition of Roll Out the Barrel going around the stadium at the moment. Paul will be well pleased with that.
Perhaps you can translate the words for me. Your Italian's still pretty strong, isn't it? Your days with Milan?
It's not too bad. It could be a lot better, but I did understand Roll Out the Barrel.
Well, I got that bit. Free kick to Lazio. And they're happy now, the Lazio fans in the stadium. They were absolutely delirious, of course, when Gaza scored that equaliser so late on in the big derby match against Roma. And they're enjoying this one now with their team in front. This is Dole. And it's a lead they fully deserve. Fuser again whipping over the cross. Ferry's clearance wasn't too good. Favali! Terrific save by Abate. Oh, Favali, very, very close then.
A great half volley there from Favali. Really hit it well. Just misconnecting with the outside of his left foot, and that takes the ball away from the goalkeeper. And Abate was down like a flash to make a great save.
Signori with the corner. In goes Favali again. He's got the sniff of a goal now. He hasn't scored yet for Lazio.
Here we see it again. What a great half volley, just on the outside of the left foot, which curls it into the outside post. And there's Abate going across and making a great save.
Signori again. Abate fists it clear. Panchev to Bianchi. Inter hoping now to catch Lazio on the counter thrust. Bianchi's pass, linking with D'Agostini, former Juventus man. One back though by Fuser, whose goal divides the two teams.
And has looked very impressive once again, not only as an attacking force but defensively as well.
Off goes Dole now. Montelan getting back at him. Well, the game has really lifted in the second half. And the atmosphere building all the time now as we approach the midway point.
I think we saw some really good football in the first half, but it's exactly what the game needed, was a goal, and for Lazio to score the goal as well, to get Inter to come out and have a bit of a go at them, and it's turned into a bit of a classic second half.
Signori to Dole. Well, he snatched at it, but he had the confidence to strike for goal.
But it was a nice corner as well. It was a nice alternative. All the balls have been whipped in near post or far post, and there's Thomas Dole just making a little run, and Signori picks him out. And unfortunately for Dole, he whisked it over the top of the bar. But that's nice to see that players are thinking. They don't only use the set plays that they've got, but they're prepared to take the quick ones and catch opposition unawares.
Here's Bianchi now then for Inter. Free kick. Bergomi preparing to take it. Leaves it though for Battistini. This is Bergomi now. Seeking out but didn't find Panchev. Shalimov. Bergomi again. Lazio back on the defensive now. For once, Crivero of all people mistiming his clearance.
I think Crivero is entitled to make one mistake, Peter. He really has read the situation very well at the back, and he's kept them solid at the back, and that's helped the attack-minded players to be able to do their stuff.
There's Bianchi now. Dangerous ball in. Panchev controlled it well, couldn't finish it off. Down goes Berti. There was simply no way past.
That was more like the Panchev we've come to know. It was a great first touch and a good turn, and it was unfortunate that the ball was blocked, but it was good play from him.
Battistini's pass, finding Saba. Shalimov now, driving it through. And a good save by Orsi. A real air of confidence about his goalkeeping today. Bianchi wriggling past one. Now here's Panchev and Fonteland. Luzzari just got in first then. Fuser. Offside against Signori.
He did well, Luzzari, to get back and clear that, because Panchev had lost him on the cross. He pulled away to the far post. We actually see him recovering there, but as he pulled off, he beat Luzzari to the ball in the air, and Luzzari read the knockdown and managed to get it away before Fonteland could have the shot.
Bergomi. Shalimov. Bianchi. And Luzzari had to deal with the cross.
This is a bit better from Inter, though. They're moving the ball around a lot better, getting the ball out wide to Bianchi, and he's putting in some telling crosses. That's what they've got to do to get themselves back in the game.
It's Bianchi with the corner. And the header flashing wide from Berti. A look of utter dejection on his face.
Fantastic facial expression. He realises he should have done a lot better with that cross. He's got a free header there as he's coming in, and he'll be very disappointed, because he scores a number of goals with his head, Berti, and breaking into positions such as that. And he'll be a bit disappointed that he didn't score.
Another man hoping to impress Arrigo Sacchi too. Berti, he featured in his first match, but not of late. So he's been out of favour with the Italian national side. Very an unusual, unorthodox clearance. Battistini got it away a little more effectively. Vinter now. And there's Sama back toiling away. Ferry. Shalimov. Fonteland. Sweet flowing move here from Inter. Very impressive until the final pass comes to nothing as Crivero shows his defensive qualities, and then very nearly got into trouble. He spoke too soon. Shalimov. Much more zest though about Inter now. Bianchi. Again getting down that right-hand flank. But this is goal for Lazio. Fuser. Well-timed challenge from De Agostini. 20 minutes to go. Luzzari finding Vinter. Doe. Here's Marcolin. Now Luzzari, formidable figure. Riedler. Looking for Vinter. Berti now. A careless pass. Just showing that Balbo has scored again for Udinese, this time from the penalty spot. So they're 2-0 up against Cagliari. And that's 12 now then for Balbo. So he's level with Signori and Van Basten. Signori, excellent work by him. He had Riedler ahead of him, and he went the other way.
Riedler was making a great run. I think Signori's having it. He's a little bit disgusted with Riedler, but I think Signori should look at himself there. He'd made a great run for him, Riedler, and he needed a straight ball, a bit of disguise and a straight ball, and I think Riedler would have been in. I think an interesting fact from... I've just cut off there, Peter.
Sama. And he was tripped then surely by Crivero. Yes, Ray, the point you were making there.
Yeah, an interesting fact from the defensive point of view of both sides. They've actually not passed back to the goalkeeper. I think you can count the times they've passed it back to the goalkeeper on one hand. They tend in Italy, or certainly in this game, to want to get the ball away themselves without putting the goalkeeper under that extra pressure. We've hardly seen the ball being passed back once today.
Now the pressure is on Fernando Orsi in the Lazio goal. Can't be easy for these fellows who get so many rare opportunities. So few opportunities, I should say, really. And Orsi has done extremely well on coming into the Lazio side in place of Fiori. Now Shalimov is there. And De Agostini. everybody anticipating it. There is De Agostini, and it was deflected. And an escape for Lazio. Signori. De Agostini and company having to scamper back now. Great pass from Signori. Fuser in for Vinter. Oh, fabulous goal.
I think you'll struggle to see a better goal than that anywhere in the world. That was absolutely fantastic. You saw Fuser actually breaking out of the penalty area, and it was a great pass from Signori that finds him down the right-hand side. His early ball into that space that we spoke about earlier, and there was Vinter, who had also made up an enormous amount of ground to tap it over the top of Abate. A really sensational goal, and one thoroughly deserved for Lazio.
A fantastic break by Lazio. Vinter with the finish. But credit Signori, credit Fuser.
There goes Fuser making that run there. That's a great pass. Look at that for technique, the outside of the left foot. He looks up, spots the early ball. He knows Vinter's there, if he can get it across. And there he goes, the Dutchman. Whoopsie daisy, and what a great goal. That's a fabulous goal.
Well, Dino's off, all the emotion on his face, but inside, well, he'll be relishing his 2-goal lead now that Lazio have taken. Second goal on 72 minutes. And it may just have finished off the challenge of Inter.
I think the supporters might buy him a new car now, Peter, after stoning his other one. There he go again, there's Fuser. What a great pass that is. There's Bergamy expecting Abate to come out, but I don't think he could expect him to. He should have tried to cut it out himself.
He just curled that ball beyond Bergamy, Fuser. He had the presence of mind, the vision to see Vinter's run. And the second goal for Lazio has made it now extremely difficult for Inter. Shalimov. The odds beforehand 10-1 for Lazio to win 2-0. So someone could win a few bob on that one. Let's hope though that Lazio don't shut up shop now. Well, he looks a worried man, and well he might. His team really caught out then by the speed of that counter-attack by Lazio. Tremendous goal. Shalimov now. Inter need one themselves, and they need it soon. Bianchi. Stumbled over Vinter. Zenga, the man of course normally in goal for Inter. And as Ray was saying there, maybe Bergamy thought that Abate was going to come for the cross. Now Bianchi with the free kick. Off goes Riedler now. Signori has made the run here. Sammer was back defending though. Sammer again with Bianchi. And Vinter have come across to cover.
What a great job he's done, Vinter. He's a bit a la Rijkaard today. He sat in front of the back four or the back five or whatever they're playing at this moment in time, and he swept up everything in front of them.
Shalimov. Manchev for Sammer. And Fontelan, surely. It's 2-1. Some static Lazio defending, and Fontelan nips in. Oh, we've got a good finish on now.
That was another great goal, wasn't it? And there you see Panchev. And there's Dino Zoff, not too happy. Not too happy. There you see Panchev again pulling off of Luzzardi. Sammer with a great presence. And a great finish from Fontelan, high into the top corner.
Well, Marco Lynn surely then guilty of ball watching the number 14, as Fontelan just stole it then to score. The marking was very sloppy by Lazio, and I'm sure that's what Dino Zoff was saying. And Inter suddenly right back in contention. 14 minutes to go. Lazio 2, Inter 1.
And that really sums up Lazio's season, really. They've scored lots of goals, attacked very well, and given away silly goals. And that, I suppose, you could class from a defensive point of view a silly goal. They weren't picking up properly and allowed Inter back into a game which they shouldn't really be back into.
Battistini. Signori. He'll chase anything, this fellow. Bergamy has gone with him, and he still escaped his tackle. Still Signori. How do you contain him? Well, but he saved it in the end. But such persistence shown then by Signori.
It's great running off the ball. We've seen two instances there, Signori and Fouzer before. And it gives the passer in possession great options in which to make those passes. A lot of people talk about great passes of the ball, but if the guys aren't running off the ball for them, then it's impossible to hit those passes.
Now Shalimov. Some great attacking play. Ray has produced the goals, but you would have to look, of course, at the defensive play, and indeed the understanding between goalkeeper and defender. It can't be easy for these chaps to come in and play, as I say, so rarely in the first team.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of these chaps don't even play in the side, Peter.
It's Winter.
They're just prepared to stay on the bench and be a member of that squad. They don't look to move on. They would much sooner be in the Serie A than go down in Serie B and play there and stay with a big team.
Now Bianchi. He was a chap you were saying beforehand, has played about 10 games in 10 years or something.
Yes, a very good friend of mine, Giulio Nucciari, who was with me in Milan. He was at Milan for 6 years, I think played 8 games. Moved on to Sampdoria, played another 4 in 3 seasons. And he's been at top clubs for the last 10 years, and he's been very happy to stay there.
And always remembers every game he plays, I'm sure. Agostini, and a fairly tame header, and some pushing anyway. Is it your impression that a lot of players settle for that they'd rather take the money, as it were, and have the prestige of being with a big club?
Yes, I think a lot of players do that in Italy. They are prepared to stay with the really big teams and earn very well and pick up all the bonuses that the other players earn as well, just to be a member of a big association.
Signori in for Riedler. How dearly he would cherish a goal. His chip right across the face of the penalty box, and the danger passes. Bianchi now picks it up for Inter. They're back in the game. Sama hounded by Winter, who just got the better of him. 10 minutes to go. Macaulin to Fouzer. Much better second half. Dole away from one, but not from D'Agostini. It's such an experienced defender. Shalimov to Berti. Now this is Fontalan, his first goal of the season. A very welcome one for Inter. It's given them fresh hope. Battistini now coming forward from his defensive role. Away from Winter, D'Agostini. Battistini was hoping to get on the end of that one. Another corner though.
Yeah, they've really got a bit of a step. I think that's the second time he's come out of the back, and he should be doing it more often. That's what he's there for, to make up that spare man.
Scored 3 times this season, Battistini. And there he was again.
He really is a very good header of the ball. He was at Milan when I was there, and he's a converted midfield player. They put him back into the sweeper situation, and he really is a good leaper. He's another Riedler. He's not the tallest man in the world, but gets up very well, and he heads the ball very well.
Now news of other goals, and Juventus have pulled one back now against Foggia, so it's 2-1. And Ravanelli scored from the penalty spot. And it's Genoa 2, Napoli 1. Scoravi has got his second goal of the game, the Czech international. And remember, Milan, the leaders, are ahead against Ancona 2-0, and both goals from Jean-Pierre Papin. The flares going off in the stadium. And the match has certainly boiled up in the second half too.
Well, that time, and as you saw, Dino Zoff didn't look the happiest of men.
Certainly coaches live in fear in Italy. Fear of their jobs. fear sometime the programme might say certain manager for the first half and second half to be decided. Shalimov now. Off goes Fontelan. D'Agostini, Shalimov. On back, but unfairly by Riedler. Another free kick to Inter, who are beginning to press now, and certainly posing problems for Lazio. Free kick taken quickly, Saba, Panchev. Again, just needed that little bit too long. Driven through then by D'Agostini, but away comes Victor, hurtling out of his own half. This is Sama. Inter certainly showing a lot more enterprise now. They've got to if they're to save this game. Shalimov. Dole getting back at him. Signori. And always this threat that they'll get caught again. Inter. Signori, who has pace and he has finish. Bursting clear, and another one. Oh, that's another fabulous goal. That's 13 now for Signori this season. And they just simply could not contain his speed off the mark. And that stunning finish.
Oh, well, he did show some pace as well. That was good understanding from Riedler and Signori as well. They both complemented each other with the runs they made. There you see Riedler going away to the back post to make a bit of space for Signori. Tremendous pace and a great finish. Just missing the outstretched hands of Abate. Great cross shot.
He's now the leading goal scorer in Italian football. Abate may be a little bit disappointed there. He got across to it but couldn't get his hands right behind it. And let's take nothing away from Signori.
I was hit with such venom as well, Peter. He really did get hold of that, and that's, I think they deserve to be the 2 goals up as well. You know, Inter have come back into the game, but Lazio have stuck at it, and I think they deserve to be 2 goals better off.
3-1. Berti nipping in. Well, I was going to suggest that they were Inter fans, but they were smiling, so maybe they're not. But there's Ruben Sosa of Inter, and he will be a very disappointed man.
But not looking too concerned, it must be said. There's a man that is looking concerned, Zenga. He realises the situation, obviously, with Milan winning. Lazio 2 goals in front of Inter. Everybody's doing Milan favours, and Zenga won't like that at all.
Sama now. Away from Fauzer. Retrieved though by Victor. Neat little touches, Marcolin. We're into the last 5 minutes. All this from Lazio without Paul Gascoigne. Favali finding Riedler, exquisite pass. Riedler shot. Abate lost it for a second. Signori was in there, poaching as ever.
I don't think you'll see better football than that anywhere. That one-touch football they played from the edge of their box was fantastic. Back heels the lot. That's confidence. And Lazio are showing everything now. It's a really good performance.
Signori. And Gaza will be disappointed he's not out there with them. Off goes Vinter. Agostini was the covering defender.
He's had a great game, Vinter. Been everywhere. He's done the lot. He's had a really magnificent match. Thomas Dole has complimented him very well. And they've all worked really hard for what would appear to be a very, very good victory.
Shalimov to Sama. Now Panchev. Well, he hit it first time, but it wasn't true enough. No real accuracy on the drive. Looked a bit like Patrick Moore, the astrologer, that chap.
There must be a few stars there.
I was just going to say,
we have seen a lot of the stars.
Dear me. D'Agostini. Favali. Signori. Bianchi. Oh, Panchev, another loose pass. There's Berti. The linesman waving Bianchi on, and he did well then to whip that one back across. It's action here right to the finish. Dino Zoff will be a lot happier than he was a few minutes ago when Inter threatened to come back. But of course the points aren't quite safe yet. Bianchi with a corner then for Inter. Wasn't a good run though. Riedler was back there then. Alcravero. And here's Sama.
It's not been the happiest afternoon for Sama or Shalimov. They really have been overrun by the likes of Thomas Stoll and Adam Winter in the middle of the field. And it's been a really grueling afternoon for them. They've not seen much of the ball. The ball seems to have whizzed past them all over the shop.
Agnoli's team heading, it would seem now then, for their 4th away defeat. And that really isn't the mark of a championship side, is it? Marcolin. Fuser, whose goal set Lazio on their way. Marcolin again. He's got a sweet left foot, this fellow. Winter. We're in the last minute now. Fuser, Lazio just content to retain possession. The game surely is won. Batchev, Shalimov. Now off goes Fontalan. That's Fuser back defending. Another corner. How is it?
And defending very well, Peter. For an attacking player, he did defend very well. He stood up, just kept his eye on the ball.
The Agostini. And a good claim again by Orsi. He's let nobody down today.
I think
that's a move into injury time.
That's the 3rd he's taken, Peter, and he's taken very, very cleanly indeed.
Here's Dole. Towards Signori. And he just failed to link up with Riedler. Berti. Almost 30 seconds now into time, ended on for stoppages. The Lazio fans are quite happy for it to finish now. Whistles all around the stadium. But they will have enjoyed this Lazio display in the second half. Fontalan to De Agostini. Now Sama. Shalimov. And the shot got through, with Orsi scampering across his goal. Very late substitution being made by Lazio. Waste a few more seconds. I think it's Stropper who's coming on. Giovanni Stropper hasn't started a game yet, but he's made some useful contributions when he's come on. But Thomas Dole once again has been quite outstanding.
He's a wonderful, wonderful player. He really is. His level of consistency is very, very high. You very seldom see Thomas Dole have a poor game, and today he's performed to the highest of standards.
Well, the referee has had a good look at the watch, so we're almost over now. Riedler. He won't mind staying on a little longer if he can find a goal. Still Riedler now. All the way back to Fuser. Another venomous strike by him. Doesn't mind where he shoots from.
But when your confidence is up and you're 3-1 up, I think you can shoot from anywhere. And Fuser was having a crack there. Must have been all of 40 yards.
Well, this, remember, the last game before the Christmas break in Italy. So hopefully at home you've enjoyed this one as much as we have. Been a good finish to the first part of the season, Ray.
Absolutely terrific. I think the first half of the season has been very good indeed. We've seen some great football. Obviously we've seen some poor games as well. But the majority of games have been very, very entertaining. And I think Dino Zoff's got the headache now of choosing the three. Riedler has performed very, very well today. Winter's been outstanding, and so has Thomas Dole. And Paul over the last couple of weeks has scored great goals. And I think that's why we're seeing the agonising face of Dino Zoff.
Bergomi, away by Luzzardi. Well, it's a difficult problem for Dino Zoff, knowing who to leave out, but not an unpleasant one. The final whistle blows, and Lazio, to the relief of Dino Zoff, have won, and they've won in style. They've beaten Inter by 3 goals to 1. A really exciting second half.